Holy shit. I'm sitting here still trying to comprehend everything I just saw in that feature premiere. I don't think I've ever had a gameplay trailer or a gameplay feature premiere get me that excited for a video game than what I just saw right there. And today we're gonna break it all down. So much shit to go over, so I'm not gonna waste any time. Here is everything you need to know about the new gameplay features coming to MLB The Show 23. Let's start out with some of the lesser stuff. We got 4 new quirks coming to the game. Pickoff artist, it's gonna increase your success of pickoffs. Table setter, you just perform better with no runners or on base, so a leadoff type hitter. Break outlier, pitcher loses less break when tired. And then bad ball hitter excels at hitting pitches outside the strike zone. This one's perfect for Vladimir Guerrero. But these are 4 new ones added to the game, and they said they got rid of a lot of the irrelevant ones that really did nothing. So it seems like quirks are gonna have more of an emphasis and that they're actually gonna have a significant impact in the game this year. And then we also got ranked co-op, so you can actually go through and climb up leaderboards. When it comes to co-op, it's gonna make it a lot more appealing to individuals. Still don't know how much of it I'll play, but it's a nice addition to the game. Okay, that was some of the smaller stuff. Now let's get into the big guns. Let's start out with fielding. They made fielding significantly harder this year, which for some people they might like it, some they might not. But basically they were saying fielding was way too easy. It was way too easy to get the bar in the green. They wanted to change it up a little bit, adding a little bit of difficulty to the game. So with the bar, you see there's a lot more red, and then there's a yellow and a green. If you get in the green, obviously it's going to be a perfect throw. This is going to be based off the fielding and everything like that. And then if it's in the yellow, it's going to be a ball in the dirt. Red, it's going to probably be an error. But they also made it to where the green marker isn't directly in the middle, so you actually have to time it up based on the throw. For example, a longer throw, the arrow like in this graphic is going to be all the way towards the right, where if it's a much easier routine play, it's going to be more in the middle. So you actually got to pay attention a little bit, and you're definitely going to see a lot more errors. But then we got forced throws to first, and what that means is if you're in a rush, you have to get rid of the ball quick, and you get that ball in the yellow, it's going to be in the dirt. It's up to your first baseman to pick it. First baseman fielding matters for the first time in the history. You can't just plug 50 overall fielding Frank Thomas over there and be okay on bad throws. If it's in the yellow and it's ball in the dirt, the pick rate is going to depend on your first baseman's fielding. I'm all for this. I'm all for making the game at least a little bit harder on the fielding side. And they also made fielder reactions for in the outfield, so you can't just get an insane jump with a terribly slow or terribly bad reaction time outfielder. They have to have some fielding, some reaction, some speed out there to be successful. This is just adding way more skill base to the game. So that's it, the fielding. Before we get into hitting and everything, let's talk about some of the more graphical improvements they're bringing to the game. Like for example, we got this new home run graphic. Looks pretty freaking sick. We also have StatCast in the game, which I actually think this is going to be huge. You're going to be able to see your opponent's tendencies, see how often they chase pitches out of the strike zone, or if you're the batter, you can see what the pitcher likes to go to with 2 strikes, for example, hard hit rate, everything. There's just a lot more analytics. There's just going to be more of a mind game between who's playing. And then of course, shifts follow the rules of the MLB, so you're going to have 2 infielders on each side of the bat. And we also have a new swing analysis. I like the way this looks. On the left hand side, you're going to be able to look at your timing, and then the right hand side, it's going to be a look at your PCI. Bottom's going to just tell you overall contact of the ball, and you can see in the top right, you can see their significant stats: clutch, power, vision, whatever it may be, contact for some. This is more of a visual appeal, but I do like how it plays out, where you can see what your timing is and also where your PCI placement is at the same time. And one more attribute bug I want to go over is clutch now matters as well. We already talked about how first baseman fielding matters for the first time ever. Clutch matters for the first time ever, it seems like, dude. They used to just give players 125 clutch just to boost their stats to a 99 overall, it seems like. But now clutch will matter for both pitchers and hitters. So in a situation where there is a guy on second base is when this kicks in, pitching clutch will now be the pitcher's hits per 9. So say your player has 108 hits per 9 and 92 clutch. When a runner gets on second base, he is now going to have 92 hits per 9 is basically how it's playing out. And then vice versa, when it comes to a batter, the contact is going to be the clutch. Let's say you got 1 away contact on both sides and then 115 clutch. Now let's say it's Derek Jeter. You got 125 clutch. Runner on second base, all of a sudden your contact is 125 on both sides. Super cool addition. I like how it's just bringing out, letting you see some of the clutchest players in baseball history. Definitely going to work well for Derek Jeter when he eventually gets his endgame card. And they're trying to make all these irrelevant stats at least a little bit more relevant, it seems like, with reaction time, first baseman fielding, and clutch. Let's talk about hitting a little bit now. They basically came out and said that they fucked up and hitting wasn't as good as they thought it was last year. But they're making it so it's a little bit harder, it seems like. There's going to be a lot more swing swing and miss. They made the outer PCI smaller, and they're making it an emphasis that you're not going to see as many foul balls as you did last year. You would see balls 20 inches off the plate, and all of a sudden the dude would whip his stick out, swing, and all of a sudden foul it off. They didn't explain really what they changed to make that happen, but we'll get the tested out on the tech test tomorrow, so I'm praying that we actually see some improvements when it comes to foul balls. And they also did talk a little bit about the PCI placement. You see they added this little middle dot in the middle right here. That's going to be like an emphasis of the marker you're trying to square up with, and that's going to indicate a perfect. For example, this is last year's picture on the left hand side of what the outer PCI looked like, and now look at the inside, how significantly smaller it is. It's 50% less, and this is going to be in all online games, so you're definitely going to swing and miss a lot more, and you shouldn't see as many foul balls. So the changes that they're talking about when it comes to hitting and fielding and everything like that, it sounds good in theory, but we've heard it before. We need to see it. We'll be able to see it in the tech test tomorrow. But in my opinion, the favorite thing that I heard about the entire stream was universal DH is coming to the game. We can now have a DH, so you don't have to pick between 10 million stud first basemen that can't play any secondary positions, or you don't have to throw Jordan out in the field because he's too good not to have in your lineup. You're gonna be able to use him. And also, that Shohei Ohtani guy, he can kind of do multiple things. He can pitch, he can hit, he can steal your girl, he can do it all. They've now made it to where two-way players are in the game. They're gonna have it be where if a player's primary is a starting pitcher or whatever, and then their secondary position is like outfield or any position like that, you can put this player at DH only, it seems like. So now 99 overall Shohei Ohtani when he comes out, you don't have to find some glitch round to get him in the lineup, or you don't have to bat your pitcher first when you want to use him. If you're not going to pitch him, you can put him at DH. Or if you're going to pitch him, I'm not sure if you can keep him at DH as well. We'll find that out, or you could put somebody else in at DH. Either way, that was one of the best additions that they've added to the game, and they went over a ton. Am I missing anything? We went over fielding updates, new quirks, new graphics, universal DH, two-way players, less foul balls, some attributes having some meaning behind them, co-op ranked, and a new hitting engine coming to the game. Massive fucking W in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time, the tech test for the game comes out. So you're gonna be able to try out that new hitting engine, the new fielding mechanics, probably put a player at DH. I'm assuming they'll have some kind of Diamond Dynasty co-op, shit like that. Maybe they'll have ranked co-op in the game you could test out. They had ranked seasons last year, hacks that won't transfer over, a lot of shit. Be sure to provide your feedback on it, because this definitely isn't a finished product. And they also did mention less cheap hits, but just like foul balls, they didn't exactly explain why. It's more of just believe it if you see it. We're gonna find all this out tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you're new so you don't miss any MLB The Show 23 news, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.